Good evening once again. It is Thursday. We are hanging and banging, artists on lockdown. I am Ron Onesti here in rock and roll heaven, St. Charles, Illinois, just outside of Chicago at the Arcada Theater with my two brothers on our weekly show where we feature some of the biggest names in rock and roll. So let me bring my first brother to the microphone. You know him from Dio. You know him from Last in Line. You know him from Black Sabbath. Vinny Appice, my brother. What's up? How you doing?
My brother. Good. Hey, we got a
look. Seriously, what do you think? This is a good look this week.
Are we having a dress code now? Like you gotta.
You bust my chops every weekend about the T-shirt thing. So, and then Steve and Carmine said, you gotta dress it up a little bit. So, look, it's like I'm going to a funeral. I got the grays on, but still.
That is something else. That jacket. Wow. Is that? Wow.
I have my shirt, and this one I have an official concert shirt. Look, at Kings of Rock and Roll, but I'm not. It's for REO for Dave, but I didn't wear it because I want to step it up a little bit,
Yeah. No, actually, it looks good. You should maybe do this every week, maybe.
Thank you. I might do that.
Maybe.
Plaid thing. Actually, I might step it up next week. If I'm going down this road, I'm gonna start doing a Liberace thing. I got some cool stuff.
So today's show's like the Sons of Italy, right?
You know what? With you guys,
everybody's Italian.
Sons of Italy.
Huh?
With you guys, with you and Carm, it's always the Sons of Italy. But we got to find out because I know Amato is, but Lombardo, I'm going to talk to him because I know he's got his Cuban roots. I don't know if there's some Italian in there, so we got to talk about that.
Yeah, there might be some Italian in there.
There's got to be. Well, let's bring our big brother onto the stage. So excited to see him. Let's see what hat he's wearing this week. You know him from Vanilla Fudge. You know him from everything else.
Take it off.
Hey, where'd the hat go?
I just got the wig.
Yeah, that's a wig. Come on.
Yeah, right. No, it's that. Here's my hat.
That's nice. You look like who's the guy? The guy who produced all the TV shows. What's his name? Not Lorne Michaels. I'm thinking of the other guy. I'll think of it. He's got the hat just like that.
I can't find the gray one. I did an ad for this particular show with the gray one 2 nights ago. Last I saw it was on top of my Focusrites here, and now I can't find it anywhere. I looked in the cars.
There it is.
Everything.
It's on the symbol. It's behind you on the symbol.
Oh my God!
He looked.
Hey! I look anywhere for that.
It's so funny.
Everywhere for that.
Here it is. Here it is.
There it is. And look at Vinny's got a nice new jacket on. Look at that.
Look at that. Wow.
Is that new? Is that new?
No, I wore this once before. You know what? It's freezing in my house, believe it or not.
Oh, really? Well,
what's freezing in your house? 78?
No, it's cold in here. It's today the wind's blowing like crazy, and all of a sudden it got cold again. So
sorry guys, 80 degrees down here today.
Well, we'll get that. We'll get to that.
Nice. Every day, 80 degrees, man. Nice.
Yes. Betty Ann, Neil Simon. That's what I was talking about. You look like Neil Simon
Neil
with
Simon.
that hat.
Oh, Neil Simon.
Thanks,
Thank you. Thanks, bro.
Well, everybody, we got a great show as we do. I think it's week 38 now. I got to keep track of this stuff. I don't know. It's just
Rob, maybe you should unbutton one more button. Let the hair.
Oh, it slipped. Will you?
Right? One more down to here, buddy.
No matter what, you freaking bust my onions.
A little hair stick out,
I mean, I dressed down today. I wore a T-shirt.
He's all dressed up.
It's not the hairs I'm worried about busting out of my shirt right now.
You notice my gold records are missing on the wall.
What happened?
I had to put up a black scrim so I could do my cactus videos yesterday.
Cactus.
So,
Chilling.
Yeah.
Not a green
black.
screen?
Yeah, black, green, or white is what they want. So
we were so close to having a cactus show, man. You're killing me, Carmine.
We're coming back. We're going to do it. Well, the album's coming out April 2nd, so we're going to be doing stuff.
No, well, here's the thing, guys. We've got just a Norman Lear, not Neil Simon. Norman Lear.
Norman Lear. That's right.
Yeah, Norman Lear.
All right.
Does he have red hair like that? Purple hair?
I hope nobody has.
My hair matches my shirt. See?
That's really funny. He actually used white out to get the white out of there. I think.
Yeah, right.
All right. Anyway, big show tonight, guys. Everybody, we got Bill, we got Paul, Cosmo, Betty, Michael. I mean, everybody that's been supporting the show every week. Thank you so much. At the end of the show, don't forget we are. a couple of questions from the audience. So just put it on the chat, and if it's a good question, we'll ask it. So big show tonight. Two guys, just again, legends of rock and roll. You know, our first guest, you know him from Slayer, you know him from Misfits, you know him from so many other projects. A really cool guy. Again, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do these things, because I get to meet my heroes and these legends. Let's bring Dave Lombardo out to the microphone.
Hey, Davey.
Ooh. So Dave, that's the question. That's the question.
Dave's in
What's
the
that?
dark there. Look.
Yeah, man.
Black.
We
Everywhere
don't know
black, man.
what's behind there. Look at that.
Dave is in the black.
Dave, is your entire existence like black and, you know, just everything from the Misfits to your background is all like,
darkness seems to follow me, and I embrace it. I'm okay.
You go from
I'm okay with
thrash metal to thrash background. I don't know what that is.
You know what? I can't. What's that?
So if you had a turtleneck on, all you'd be was able to see was a head.
Yeah.
So the question, Dave, is, I mean, you know, music, sure, that's important, whatever, Slayer, whatever, Misfits, okay. The main question, the most important question.
Hold on. Drum roll.
Hold on.
The most important question. Are you Italian?
Yes, I'm part Italian. Wait, let me explain something.
Because I know you got Cuban roots.
Yes, well, my grandfather was born on a ship in around 1859. He was born on a ship on the way from Italy to Cuba. But what happened? What's interesting is that the first port. Now I've realized, and after asking so many questions and diving into the last name and the history of the family, he was born on the ship, and the first port was Puerto Rico. So that made him Puerto Rican when he was born, but he was born from a French mother, last name Mesteyer. And that name is very, it's not a common French name, but she was French, and father was Italian, Lombardo. But since he was born on the ship and the first port was Puerto Rico, that made him Puerto Rican. But then they kept going on the ship to Cuba, and my father was all my uncles on my father's my grandfather on the paternal side were all born in Cuba, including my sister, my aunt, and so on paternal side it's French, Italian, and then on maternal is Spaniard. So yes, wow. I'm a little combination.
So you're a bit of a
one
mutt.
of those. Yeah, I'm a mutt.
Not tonight. Tonight.
No.
Tonight you're Italian.
Tonight I'm Italian. I know amongst Italians, it's like, you're an Italian. What the heck are you talking about? So, what do you mean? You're not Cuban. You're Italian.
We've got another great Italian American that we're going to bring. I hope. I didn't check, but Amato, come on.
Wouldn't even know, right?
Let's check. Since 1989, has been with REO Speedwagon. Again, another one of my favorite bands. It's exciting to bring him. Coolest guy, rock and roll, legend guitarist, right here, Dave Amato. Come on, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
And I'm Puerto Rican. No.
Puerto Rican.
No, I'm 100% Italian.
Come on.
Hey, we're both from Ventura.
That's right.
Yeah, we just found that out today. That's awesome.
Is that a little town in Italy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Very excited. Each week I get to hang with those two legends up there, Vinny and Carmine, and it's just exciting to see you guys. Real quick here, Dave, start us off. I mean, what's this whole
Which Dave?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
You got to distinguish these Dave.
What are both? You know what? Any Dave that happens to want to answer this, what have you guys been doing? During the pandemic? Are you recording? Are you writing? What you been up to?
Dave A or Dave L?
Dave L.
Okay.
Oh, Dave L.
Dave. Okay. Just I set up. I moved to Ventura approximately 2 years ago, and I wanted to get into a house where I can set up a studio, set up some drums, and fortunately, pandemic hit and made me just focus on everything, all drums and recording here at home. And I've been able to knock out some projects. I did a song for Ice-T. That was the first song I did here, which was a remake of Colors. And let's see what else. I worked on this really bizarre project, Satanic Planet. There's been a lot of productivity, which I'm really fortunate and happy, that things have been still, even with this pandemic, I've been able to stay busy and productive.
Yeah.
How about you, Mr. Amato?
No, we haven't been doing anything really. Bruce Hall, the bass player, lives in Orlando. There you go, Carmine, in Florida.
Yeah, that's me.
And then Neil, keyboard player, he's in Minnesota, freezing to death. But yeah, exactly. No, we haven't been doing really anything. I haven't really seen the guys in a year. We've just been shut down and lockdown. There you go.
Yeah, Dave Amato didn't build a studio in his house, so
No, I didn't.
we already went through that when the phone call when I talked to him.
We didn't do it. No.
Yeah.
I know REO is usually 7 to 9 months out of the year touring, so this has got to really been nuts for you guys.
We tour all year. I mean, it's been, I've been in the band for 32 years, and I've never missed a year. And we just go, and we just don't do it for the summer. We go like from January to December. We just, have little breaks here and there, but we just go constant. It's been
that's the way it should be.
You're right. I know.
Hey, Dave A, it looks like you need to organize that room a little bit, clean it up.
It's kind of messy, huh? I know.
Amps all over the place.
I know.
I see a guitar hanging out.
Today I talked to Brad Gillis.
Oh, did you? I love Brad.
And he sent me a picture of his studio. He's got amps everywhere.
Who's
On
that?
this wall, on that wall, on that wall. He says, I got 120 guitars. I said,
Who's
man,
that?
Brad Gillis. Wow. Brad Gillis.
Holy shit.
He's gonna do the show, but unfortunately he's got a problem with his rotator cuff, and we all know that, right? Yeah.
Well, I counted the other. I think I'm up to about 160.
Oh my God! Really?
Seriously?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're really into vintage guitars, right, Dave?
Yeah. I like a lot of vintage stuff. Yeah.
So how many drums do you have, Dave? You have 160
You know
drums?
what? Unfortunately, well, I have. I don't have many. I've 2 storage units at 2 different times in my periods in my life were broken into. So I think probably 5, 6 drum kits out of the first storage unit were stolen. It was cleaned out, everything, road cases. And Slayer's rehearsal room that we were at in Riverside was broken into, and everything was stolen. All my classic drum sets. Everything.
Oh my God.
That's the worst.
Yeah, so I'm slowly building everything up again and trying to piece together some of my old classic kits from, kits that I see online that are, similar.
I have 160 pairs of drumsticks.
Yeah. I have mallets.
It's crazy.
Oh man.
What about you, Vin? How many you got, Vinny?
I don't know. I got one in the studio room, and then the rest are in the garage. Well, there's a couple back here. The rest are in the garage in cases, which I can't take them down. That's just a waste. They're all sitting there.
Now, what's the oldest? Like your first drums or close to it?
Unfortunately, a long time ago, I sold a kit I used on Holy Diver.
Ooh.
It wasn't such a classic thing back then. So his son's playing drums. I'll sell you the kit. I should have kept it. That was a
like
part
me.
of rock.
You keep me hanging on. The first kit I had on Ed Sullivan's show, I gave it to Vinny.
And did he sell it?
And Vinny destroyed it.
Oh.
You know what I did?
Not from
Carmine-
playing. Not from playing. Listen to the
Carmine had
story.
maple drums. You got the maple drums, right? And he gave me these. That was Gretsch, right?
They were
The red
Gretsch,
sparkler.
yeah.
So I thought, well, I want the maple drums too. So maybe if I rip the what do you call it? The wrap,
Sparkle. Yeah, the wrap off.
sparkling off. Yeah, I can refinish them and stuff. So I thought that was a good idea, and I started ripping the thing
Oh
off.
no!
And chunks of wood were coming off with it. Like, I was going, oh shit! And then it was so bad, I had to like go to the store. I just bought some vinyl. I don't know why, and I ruined the whole kit. It was terrible.
You know, I wanted to know. I'm not. My dad was a drummer. I'm not a drummer, but the whole double bass thing really like fascinates me. How does that? How does that happen? Is that something you set out to do? Is that something you got to really? I mean, that is amazing how that whole coordination. What's the evolution of a double bass player?
Well, Louis Bellson started it back in the 40s, and in my day, it was me, Ginger Baker, and Keith Moon were the guys that had double bass drum. And when I got double bass drum, I just did what I did with my hi-hat on my bass drum, which ended
That's
up
what I
doing
did
certain
too.
things.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the generations after me, like Dave and all these other guys, the guys today are ridiculous with the double bass drum. I mean, I got this band I'm co-producing. This guy's feet are like, and in between that, he'll go like,
crazy.
How do you do that stuff? I don't know how to, but that's how it started. And Louis Bellson started it.
Wow.
And
how about you, Dave? Is that pretty much how you learned from the older?
Exactly. I was inspired by Filthy Animal from Motorhead.
Wow.
Right.
When I heard one of the songs on their live No Sleep Till Hammersmith album, it just blew my mind, and I felt like, wow, this is where I want to go. I was a big fan of certain drum patterns that incorporated the bass drum and the hi-hat, and I can't explain it, but I figured those patterns out because I'm self-taught. But then later, when I got my extra bass drum, I brought in I used the bass drum instead of the hi-hat to create the double bass pattern, and then it just went from there.
Wow.
I gotta leave now.
Yeah, I
know.
gotta
leave now.
Why? No.
I'm one bass drum.
He's feeling inferior right now. He's suffering from double bass envy right now.
No, I tried it. I tried it a long time ago. I put 2 bass drums up, and then I figured, you know what? Doesn't fit in the car that well. So
no, it doesn't.
That's the reason. Okay.
I stick with the 1 bass drum.
My kit that I normally use, I sold my car in LA when I sold my house to one of my roadies, and that drum kit of mine fits right in that one car. It was an Altima. It was a big car. I put the 2 bass drums in the back seat, the snare drum and the floor tom in the front seat, and everything else in the trunk.
I've done that. Yep.
Yeah.
We've been doing interviews for this new Sabbath stuff coming out, remastered and all this. And Tony's been telling a story of when I joined the band in 1980. I met Tony the night before, and we hit it off. So I went down, said, "Come down to rehearsal. We'll meet the rest of the band." Yeah. So I go down to SIR on Sunset, and I bring my 4 toms, concert toms, so they're even smaller looking. 1 bass drum and 3 cymbals. And I go down to SIR. Tony's got 4 stacks and Geezer's got 4 stacks. They set this little kid up, and Tony was like all nervous that, oh my God, this kid, it's tiny, So he asked me if I'd play double bass. I said no. We only had 4 days to rehearse, so we went and played this big stadium gig in Hawaii.
Wow.
With the giant amps and this little bitty kit. It fit in I had a 67 Mustang. It fit in the car. Actually, there was room for more stuff. It was so small, Concert toms, you can go double up on them. But and then eventually I added aerial toms and more floor toms and giant.
Now,
Giant
what about Dave Amato? What do you fit in your car? Do you ever take your amps in your car?
Oh my God. I couldn't. I need a semi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ingve.
And I have about 100 I collect Marshall amplifiers too. I have over 100 Marshall amplifiers.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my
You-
What's the oldest one, Dave?
You got to call Brad.
Let's see. Yeah, I know.
You guys are the same. Oh my God!
I told him we wanted to trade some stuff before a lot years ago. You know?
Oh, you did.
He didn't want to get rid of anything. You know.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
Where do you store that? Where do you store all that?
Mates storage.
Oh, mates. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the valley. Yeah.
In the valley.
Bobby and mates. Yeah.
That's Bobby. That's right. Bobby.
Yeah, we were there. We were there when they started, like 1983.
Yeah, Bobby.
Right, Vinny?
83.
Yeah.
I was there. Yeah.
83, 84.
Yeah.
No, when
Actually,
you were
was
with
the one
Ted.
that you suggested he opened Mates and it was just a rehearsal place, and Carmine suggested you should be doing cartage too. You know,
Right.
diversify your business.
Right.
And to this day, Bobby goes, "Man, I got to thank your brother all the time." You know?
Yeah.
It's a big cartage business.
Yeah, a lot of trucks. They're
Big
saying
guy.
I influence people I don't even know I'm influencing.
You're an influencer. You're a
That's
little
funny.
bit.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that. I don't even remember that. But
Yeah.
believe it.
Bobby always goes, "Man, your
Oh.
brother. Good thing your brother told me to do that." Yeah, because he's a big
Oh.
cartage.
yeah, I know. Now he is.
What is your prize amp, Dave?
Well, we know it's Dave Amato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if Lombardo answered that question.
Well, I mean, I use like the mid '80s. I like these Marshall, like right in the middle, right, the mid '80s amps. But I collect the plexis like from the '60s, like Carmine knows, you know, where it all came from. You know, Jeff Beck and
Well, you know, with Vanilla Fudge, Vinny Martell had a Marshall amp with 610s in it.
yeah, 6 cents.
And it was shaped
Wow.
like this, you know, it had like a triangle shape on the front.
I've got 3 of them.
You got 3 of them.
They're 8 cents. They're 8 cents. 2, 4, 6.
Oh, 810. Oh, I thought it was 6.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Man, they're trebly. Oh man, are they trebly?
I bet. Are they 12? The 10s, right? 6 10s.
10s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
Rip your skull off.
Wow.
Hey, Mr. Lombardo. You know, by the way, Vinny
Oh, that was nice, Dave. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Ron, that was
Yeah.
good. Mr. Lombardo.
Especially a man in a nice suit. You know, he's like Mr. Lombardo.
A lawyer
Pretty soon
looking
he'll go, sir. He'll be going, sir.
Yeah.
well, let's, note to production. Let's not multiple name people only on these shows. Mr. Lombardo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. You know, obviously we were talking a little bit about the roots earlier, but you know, obviously your Latin roots. How much of that do you think has an effect on the way you play, or if at all?
With immensely when it comes to my drum rolls and syncopation. You know, doing these drum rolls that end with a syncopated end. It definitely helps understanding patterns and feeling music. I think it's helped me a lot because, you know, those Afro-Cuban drum rhythms are very complex.
Yeah.
So being exposed to those at a young age, I was able to decipher rock and roll music very, very easily. So, and I was able to play along to rock music and learn from the classic, you know, drummers. And it's very helpful. And I would recommend any student, upcoming drummer, to learn hand percussion, because that is the roots of rhythm, you know, right there. So it's very important and essential, I think, to all drummers. It just takes you out of the basic 4/4 approach.
They say that it makes you a little more creative, more resourceful to understand that.
Yeah, you know, you have a lot to pick from.
I have a question for Mr. Lombardo.
Oh.
What room are you in? What room in your house are you in?
I'm
The
in
black
my
room.
monitor room in the
Are
studio.
you in the
The
studio?
white room.
And you have it's black behind. It's black behind you. It's black behind you.
Yes,
That's
yes, that's
Oh
mine.
wow. Okay. I think I see a
Yeah, the
guitar
guy-
there.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
he's making me feel better because the guitar's behind him. There's a drums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks,
actually,
Dave.
it's my wife's guitar.
Thank you, Dave.
It's a classical guitar,
Nice.
Madeira guitar.
Madeira. Okay. I felt a little outnumbered here because 3 drummers and me.
I know.
No,
Thanks.
we're representing you here,
Thanks,
Mr. Amato.
Thanks, Dave.
Mr. Amato.
Yes.
Mr. Amato.
Mr. Amato. Oh my
There's
God.
an attorney here taking notes and taking depositions. Mr. Amato. One of my personal favorite guitarists, also Gary Richrath. He leaves the band '89. You come in. He had a very distinctive, obviously, way of playing. Did you feel? I mean, did you try to kind of acclimate yourself to the way he was doing it? Did you try to bring in your own creativity, your own perspective?
Yeah, I tried, to honor the, some of the solos he did, the iconic solos. If I Can't Fight This Feeling. If I did it my own way or something, they'd be going they'd be throwing rocks at me or something. So yeah, I just try to honor him. And there's a couple of songs like Back on the Road, which is Bruce Hall's song. I can stretch out a little bit and be me. So I just kind of finessed it that way. It wasn't really difficult, for me. Just as long as I respected some of the iconic solos, and of course I was good for the band because I did have Les Pauls and Marshalls, which he used, and that's the kind of the signature sound. I did try when I first joined, because I would play Strats too, Fender Strats, and you try to put a Strat on one of those REO songs. Sometimes it just doesn't work. The stretching of it.
Well, a question, Dave, Mr. Amato. How many guitars did you have back then when you joined?
1.
No.
No, he had some 1950s pieces.
I had Well, I started really collecting it like '89 when I joined REO. Really collecting.
Okay.
Some new Les Pauls, some new Strats, Kellys. Maybe a dozen, probably a dozen from Nugent. Well, I had Nugent.
Yeah, and that was my next question. How was it playing with Nugent? Yeah,
I loved it live. Well, you
I know. Ted,
what a fun, man.
What a guy. Yeah.
Talking about double bass, the first drummer I played with Nugent, we played the Texas champ Tommy Aldrich.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Going, man, that guy had,
Yeah.
back and forth.
That was after I played with him, I think.
Yeah, 85.
Yeah. I played with him in '82, and that was great because it was like, for me, it was perfect tempos for double bass drum.
Right.
On a rock, turn, that's
it.
right up my alley.
But when you're playing with Nugent, you go from Nugent to like Cher. I mean, was it you went on tour with her? Was it very different? I mean, it would seem.
Oh yeah,
right.
Totally.
Yeah,
Are you talking to me?
No.
Right. I can just see Vinny playing with Cher.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It wasn't very. It wasn't very hard, really. She was going out with Richie Sambora at the time, so it was lean more rock, because she was going out with him. So I didn't even know she went out with him. I knew she went out with Les Dudak. Yeah, Richie. So Richie used to hang.
And then did she marry Gene Simmons too?
I don't know.
Did she marry
Ron?
I thought she married Vinny for about 20 minutes.
I thought she married Gene Simmons.
She just went out.
Then I played in her band. She divorced me.
I think she just went out with him. I think.
She didn't marry him. Maybe she went out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Les Dudak pulling up to the motorcycle with Cher on the back at the record plant.
Okay.
In L.A.
Well, Vinny, she heard you were a hard painter, and then she found out she was talking about drums, and that kind of messed that.
Hey, one of my original websites said Vinny Appice, one of the loudest drummers in rock. Right. No love songs, no unplugged shit, no acapella, no ballads, no problem. And Carmine said,
"No work." That's before he got famous.
That.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Real quick, Mr. Amato, about the Richrath thing. One of my favorite things is the live album with the Flying Turkey Trot. Is that part of any of your repertoires?
No, we don't do. No, I didn't do turkey
Come
trot.
on, I'm begging you.
No, that's kind of sacred. That's for
Yeah, I know.
Gary. I don't want to touch that.
I kind of figured that would be it. I got to do this Mister thing. This is
This is awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what? It
Sorry.
says Don
Got jacket
Onesti.
on.
It says Don. Ron Onesti. It should be Don Onesti.
I know,
with the
Don.
jacket on.
No.
Hey, Ron, are you
Don't
selling those
honesto.
jackets at merch?
You know why you busting?
I'm getting emails right now. They want to buy that jacket. A couple of people.
So okay, now here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. I thank you.
And does it come in brown or whatever?
All right. So wait here. I don't know. You could. Here. So let me get it. This is custom made. Okay, by my father who passed away 9 years ago. Today is his birthday.
Oh,
wow.
My dad was
Nice one.
a tailor from Italy, and he made the jacket, the shirt. He made the shirt. So in his honor, I've got
So
it.
happy birthday,
happy
Mr.
birthday.
Onesti.
That's right. He would have been 19.
Yes.
Now this hat is custom made also.
I got a feeling there's a shot here coming. I got a feeling.
So is this one. This is custom made.
Yeah.
See, Dave's
You guys are killing me.
week. Dave's.
Yeah.
Mr. Lombardo, what was going here?
Where's the REO shirt? Where's the REO shirt?
Yeah, where's
What's
the
what?
REO shirt?
Baby.
My shirt?
There it is.
Where's Dave's shirt? Dave
I have
Elf's
it on
shirt.
underneath if you want me to show you.
No, we don't want to see that.
This is Dave's shirt. What are you talking about?
No, the other Dave.
The other Dave.
The Mr.
Ah.
Lombardo.
Here, this is a
Yeah.
Slayer Misfits.
No, I didn't send him a shirt.
So, Dave, you have.
Usually he makes his own shirt, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, good.
He's not lacking shirts. They stick right on those shirts, I'll tell you.
Ah,
Now, you've had 3 departures from Slayer for various reasons, but one of the reasons I thought was kind of cool is the fact that you wanted to be with your firstborn child.
yeah.
Those kinds of things don't come into play with music. I mean,
Right.
that's like respect right there, buddy. Who does that?
Well, that was back in '91 before being a rock star and a father was cool, and I got a lot of heat from band members, but I stuck to my guns and it was important, and I'm glad I did, because that little boy and I are best friends, and as well as all 3 of my kids. We have very good conversations. We keep tabs on each other, and so even though they're all grown up, I mean, my son, he's going to be now 28.
Wow.
27 or 28. Yeah. And my youngest, my daughter, she's going to be 21 this year. So, yeah.
Any of them play music? Any of them into music? They play?
My oldest son, he's an engineer for TV shows for the production for Viacom. Have you heard of Viacom?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he works for them, and he does a lot of mixing on the side, for his brother's band. My second oldest son, he plays drums and plays piano. But he also, as everybody knows, the music industry is difficult to tap into, and so he's really good at business. And now he manages and runs the West LA Guitar Center. So he works there, and so he's doing really well. And my daughter, she's a veterinarian technician.
Yeah, you told me. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So they're doing good, considering their fathers in death metal, black metal, and whatever thrash metal bands.
You're the thrash dad.
Yeah, and darkness always seems to follow me.
What happened when your kids were in school and you had to go like for Parents' Day up there and go, "This is my dad. He plays with Slayer."
I lived in out in the high desert, and so people.
Where'd you live?
Up in Victorville, Apple Valley area.
Because I lived in Palmdale for a while.
Okay, so you were at the opposite.
Yeah.
So I was very inconspicuous. I never really, talked much or flaunted or anything like that. I was very low key.
And nobody recognized you ever? The teachers or
not really.
Some of the parents?
No, not really.
Lucky.
No. I know.
Yeah, that's lucky. That's lucky.
Well, I change a lot. You know, I grow
you would think the
hair.
kid. You think the kids would say, "Yeah, my dad plays with Slayer," and they were proud of you. You know, like my kids used to do that all the time. And when I go into the school, I was always 20 years older than the other. You know, that was 20 years older than the other parents. You know.
Well, you know what? Well,
it's funny.
It might have worked out for you a little better than me because you know Slayer had a very dark undertone.
Yeah.
And so anything having to do in this very Christian, world up there, you kind of kept it quiet. Yeah.
But if you had the choice, you think about it, if you had the choice of bringing, your dad from Slayer or your dad from Vanilla Fudge, what would work better, right?
No,
Well,
at the time I wasn't Vanilla Fudge. It was King Cobra, Cactus. Blue Murder, Cactus.
Vanilla Fudge, they think he's from Baskin and Robbins.
Hey.
Hey, I went to church a long time ago in Sherman Oaks, and my wife at the time introduced me. The priest was outside. He goes, "Vinny, this is Vinny," and he goes, "Oh, Vincent, what do you do?" I said, "I play with Black Sabbath," and he's like, "Oh, okay."
You out.
Ceiling's coming down.
One
Vinny,
of the guys.
I have a question. For you,
Dave.
Vinny.
What's that?
I remember seeing Dio. I just want to know. I know it was you on drums, but I just want a confirmation. I saw Dio play Long Beach Arena, and I can't remember if Fastway was opening up. Was that you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome. I just needed a confirmation on that. No, it was fantastic. I'll never forget it because I said to myself, at the time, I'm going to be on that stage one day. I'm going to play, on stage like that. So it was a bit inspiring. So
we might have played some festivals together, in Europe or something. I kind of remember if.
I don't remember, but I just remember seeing that show, that Dio show. And I'll never forget it because Dio went up and did his little horns going like that up to where I was sitting in the low seats. So I was inspired.
Did you ever play Long Beach Arena?
Thank you.
Did you ever play there?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
You did.
I played there once.
Once. I played there once with BBA in my life, only once.
That was a cool place.
One time for me.
Yeah, it was a cool.
Yeah.
I remember going there one time to see. Remember the group Angel?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were like they had all the theatrics. And I went with Paul Stanley. He came in I had a big old Jaguar at the time. We pulled in the back, and I went with Paul, and it was really a funny day because me and Paul were out. And that's when they used to wear the makeup, so nobody knew. What he looked like. And I was playing with Rod Stewart and all those big videos and stuff. So we're sitting in the aisle and in the row, and there's a whole bunch of fans over there pointing to us, thinking, pointing to us. I'm going, oh man, they recognize Paul. And they all came over to me for an autograph. They didn't even know who Paul was. I thought that was so funny.
That's awesome.
That was hilarious.
Mr. Amato.
I was going to ask Carmine. Yeah, we played a lot of gigs when I was with Nugent with Blue. Your band, Blue Murder, didn't we?
King Cobra.
That's right.
King Cobra. Yeah, we did King Cobra.
Yeah, together we did a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, we did
a lot with the Nugent band. I know.
I love Ted. Ted is such a character. He's such a good guy.
Still is.
He's been on the show two times already.
Oh, has he?
That's awesome.
Yeah, he calls me for my birthday. I call him on his birthday. I told him we bought a couple of pistols down here. He's like, oh, he's on the phone telling me what to buy. He's just a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's doing an auction. He's selling like cars and guitars and guns and
he's crazier now than he's ever been. Really, he's totally lost it, I think.
Hey, Carmine, didn't you eat a buffalo burger at his house?
I did. Oh, this is a horrible story. You know, first of all,
shit.
Ted said, well, I was staying at Ted's house, the little farm he had in Michigan.
Yeah, I was
He had the rehearsal place in the garage, like
garage. Yeah,
in the warehouse, whatever it was outside.
Yeah.
And you know, and you sleep in. I slept at his house. I don't know if you slept at his house.
on the couch.
On the couch in the room with all the heads.
But all, yes.
Right. I woke up at 3 a.m. feeling like somebody's looking at me, and I look up. It's all the heads of all the animals, all the eyes.
That's yes.
Right? So I said to Ted the night before I went to bed, he said, well, I'm going to get up early and go hunting. I said, oh, maybe I'll go with you. He goes, well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. I'm going to be outside the house by about 6. I'm going to bury myself in a bunch of wet leaves and wait for the deer to come. I might have to wait 2 hours. And he had that beautiful girl, Pele.
Yes.
His girlfriend.
Yep.
I said, you know what? I think I'll stay home and have breakfast with Pele.
Yeah. I think I'll go to Denny's.
And then that night, she served burgers, you know? And I took a bite and I said, whoa, this looks really well done, you know? It's like really dark. I said, wow, it's really well done. She goes, oh, no, that's not beef burger. That's a buffalo burger. And you know what? They have a big buffalo head over the dining room.
It was from that.
And I look, is that it? He goes, oh, no. Ted says, no, that's old. This is fresh.
I know the burger by him is
I couldn't eat it.
problem. You're having a burger that's attached.
Man.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the guys that
couldn't
we've
eat that.
I couldn't. One of the guys here at the Arcada that we love, you know, very, very much, played here all the time. I actually did a backstage cooking segment with him. It was with one of our favorite guys, Eddie Money. So Dave,
Oh yeah.
he
Yeah.
was a tribute
Eddie.
show. And tell me about that, because I didn't see that. It must have been an incredible night.
Oh, and yeah, we did it. What was it last
February, a year ago.
January? Yeah.
February.
I didn't even know about it. I would have come.
Yeah, we played it here right in Thousand Oaks, like Civic Center over here
Oh, wow.
in Ventura, Dave in Ventura.
Yeah. He lived there.
It was incredible. I mean, he came on and we did 2 Tickets to Paradise. I think a couple of his songs, and he sang and his daughter sang, and it was just a great night. Who else was there? Richard Marx. Richard Marx came up with us. You know, we learned a couple of Richard Marx songs. We were kind of the band, you know, and Richard just came and sang. Amazing voice, and it was just a brilliant night for Eddie. You know,
when Eddie did his first album, he did it with Andy Johns. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
He did it at Cherokee Studios after we did it with Rod. In other words, we'd work from Rod from 12 to 8 or 10. And then Eddie would come in afterwards, and he would work with Andy, and 2 Tickets to Paradise. All those songs were recorded at that point, you know. Wow. And Eddie was like a New York guy. We come up with, hey, come on, what are you doing? Hey, Eddie, that's like, it was really fun, you know. Great. Yeah, no, it's just great, you know, seeing the beginnings of that, you know.
Yeah. He's sadly missed for sure.
Yeah, good guy.
What a warm! I tell you, he was a guy. Like I do a bunch of corporate events too, and you know how these corporate events go. You go, you do your thing, and a lot of them are drunks or whatever. You know what I mean? You just gotta stay back. He goes, who are your sponsors? Who are you guys paying the bill here? I said, well, those guys there, those guys. Come on, let's go out in the audience. Let's go schmooze them. I'm like, Eddie, are you kidding me? And this is when his commercial just came out for the insurance, or when he's doing TV stuff. Everybody knew him. It's just a wonderful person.
Always a joke, you know. He opened for REO a lot, you know, back in the 90s or something, you know. And he'd come up to me. He goes, "Hey Dave, I used to play all these gigs, you know, for the chicks. I love the chicks. I used to play it for them. Now I do it for living room furniture. Hey, good show. I didn't go out for living room furniture."
That's funny.
I could see him say that. I could see him say that.
Right, I know, yeah.
We were driving. We were doing another event in Miami or Orlando. We're driving down. He goes, "Stop the car." He goes, "I want that." It was like Popeye's chicken. So he made me drive through the drive-through the wrong way. So he could go by the window. He was in the passenger side. And we're face to face with cars in the drive-through, but they're saying, he's going, hey, look, I'm Eddie Money. You got any chicken for me? So they kept throwing all this chicken in the car. People are facing us. We're holding up traffic the whole time. He ate like a monster, chicken all over him. It was unbelievable.
Sounds like me at White Castle.
White Castle.
I bought White Castle in the frozen department of the store, and I ate 2 of them yesterday.
Ooh.
I had them in the fridge for 2 months, and I'm going to have
They
them
last
couple
forever.
White Castles. But they were good.
Right.
They were frozen. They were frozen.
Hey, is there a White Castle up in Ventura or something?
No. Only when I go to the Midwest and back
It's
east.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, right.
In-N-Out Burger.
That's it.
They did have a few White Castles. I don't know, maybe the late 70s in LA. There was like 1 or 2. You remember that? They did.
Oh.
Yeah.
They got them in
And they
Vegas.
Then they closed.
They got
Vegas,
one
yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah, they got one in a hotel in Vegas, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But they were the first chain. They were the first hamburger chain. Those guys.
Crazy.
Tell him what Ozzy did with him.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
Uh-oh.
oh yeah.
He
We-
picked
we-
right off of a White Castle burger? Is that what you
No, we went to we played Nassau Coliseum. So me and Ozzy were the last ones to leave. We were in the limo together. So we're driving. Goes, hey, Carl, I'm bloody hungry, mate. Is there anywhere to eat? We're coming down 495, and I'm thinking, where are you going to eat? It's like 1 in the morning. I said, Oz, there's this place called White Castles. You want to go in there? And he goes, what are they? Goes, hamburgers. The little hamburgers. They're good. He goes, okay. So we pull into White Castle with a limo, right? I get out. I got hair like this. I got a black fur coat on. It's winter. Ozzy's got a mink coat on, and his hair is all streaked and everything. We walk into White Castle. The whole place turns around. We get out of a limo. We walk into White Castle. The whole place turns around, looks at us. We order our White Castle, take it in the car. We eat it, and he loves it. 2 nights later, we're playing the Garden. I go backstage. The whole place is catered with White Castle.
No.
He loved it. It was awesome, man. I couldn't believe it.
That's a good one.
Great story.
You said, Dave, you said that Eddie opened for you. I mean, so many of the shows that REO has done has been packages with so many other bands. Is there like a certain band you guys are like the fraternal aspect of the brotherhood of all these bands is out there? But is there one particular band you guys are like?
Yeah, us and Styx.
Oh, yeah.
We've been doing package deals with Styx and REO since 2000. We started it.
Ah, that's a good show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we do it like every, it seemed that every 2 or 3 years, and we thought we would wear it out, but then just the promoters go and the people just come, with the songs, and then we put somebody else together. Like we had the last time we did it was us, Styx, and Don Felder. Don Felder opened the show, and it's just
Wow.
all hits.
What is that? 80 hits? I mean, what is that?
It's
a 4-hour show?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
hits. I get to go up. I had to go up there. Not had to. He invited me up to do Hotel California for like 50 shows. I played the Joe Walsh parts in Hotel California. That was amazing.
Nice.
And that's his signature song he wrote. I mean,
He wanted me to play it with him. Like, really? You sure?
that's a trophy right there, Dave. That's a trophy.
Yeah.
Believe me, I was like, I love Don Felder. He's amazing. What a
Yeah.
And, he's a great storyteller too, and he's not sour. I mean, maybe he is off, but in doing the show, he's very much pro the whole Eagles, the whole transition. It's just a very positive experience with Don.
He's my friend here now, and I love the guy. He's just allowed me to do that. That was the highlight of my whole career, playing Hotel California with him like 50 shows. That's insane.
No kidding. My gosh, what a trophy. So, Dave, Misfits, Slayer, Mosh Pit, all kind of the same kind of words there. Was there ever a time when you were sitting back there behind the drums and you're seeing something happen in front of you, you're like, holy crap, this is really going to be dangerous?
Well,
He probably
there were
said,
a couple
"Holy
times.
shit."
There were
Holy
a couple
shit.
times. The Felt Forum in New York City.
Yeah.
the Slayer played there. I believe it might have been 88 or 89. Well, the fans started to rip the cushions out of the seats and started throwing them. And
Wow.
next thing you know, everyone was throwing seat cushions and ripping them out and just destroying the venue.
Oh,
And you know, that was insane, because not only did I see these seat cushions, but the foam particles and the dust was just thickening the air in the room. And that was pretty intense. And there was another time Slayer played, I believe 86. We had just released Rain and Blood, and we were playing the Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles. And there were these mosh pits. From my view, there was the huge mosh pit in the middle, but then there were two other ones, you know, further out. And from my view, my perspective, it looked like Mickey Mouse. You know, you got the big round face and then the two ears up on top going like this. You know, that was striking. I was just like, wow. But you know, Danger, not really.
I got a Danger story if you want to hear it.
Tell me.
That's with Jeff Beck, BBA. You know, we used to travel with 2 American flags and a British flag. So we're in Hanover, Germany, 1973. And we had the flags up. After the second song, they started saying, "Take the flags down," right? You know, it was a very political city. And so Jeff said, "We're not going to take the flags down. It represents us. And, you know, if you guys keep doing that, we're just going to leave." So somebody throws a bottle at the stage. That was the end. So we left. There was so many bottles thrown at the stage.
Oh, my gosh.
Glass that thick on the stage. And then I saw one guy throw a bottle, and it broke, and stuck into my shell on my tom-tom.
Oh, wow.
And I had one of these big Afghan coats on. I got so pissed off, I picked up a bottle, and I threw it at the guy. And my roadie grabs me on and says, "Get off the stage, get out of here." And if you look at the back of the BBA album, you'll see a piece of gaffer tape on my tom-tom. That's from the hole that the guy made with the bottle.
Wow.
Well, Carmine, as a surprise, we have that guy here today.
Here he is.
He's got one eye and half a nose, but let's bring him in.
And he's a proud Italian American. Let's bring him on.
Wheel him on in the chair.
This show's getting too funny. I gotta say.
Well, I was talking to Dave off camera here, Lombardo.
Which Dave?
Lombardo.
Okay.
It was just
hey, Mr. Lombardo to you.
Lombardo. Just prior to the Chicago Riot Fest reunion with Danzig and Jerry and everybody, Jerry brought I'm going to say a version of the Misfits. He did a Misfit show at my place, and my places are 900 seats, you know, and I don't have a whole lot of thrash metal. I'll be honest with you, you know, it's the Eddie Money shows and that kind of thing, which is amazing. But they told me, Jerry said, you know, because I got to be really friendly with Jerry, and he said, you know, you got to have like a mosh pit. I'm like, mosh pit? Like 900 seats. We took out seats, and I'm telling you, I haven't had a whole lot of experience with mosh pits. The scariest thing about it, the girls were out of control moshing. Unbelievable. Throwing the guys in the air. It was unbelievable.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they get into it. They do.
Moshing girl.
You know. Yeah.
Wouldn't want to date one of those girls, that's for sure.
Well, you certainly don't see you don't see a mosh pit at an REO show, right?
No, I was going to say no.
Not a lot.
No.
Hey, you know, we talked about family a little bit before, and you know, on this show we've talked about I don't know what we called her, a peace or Appice mom. We've talked about her recipes and stuff, but we haven't heard a lot about your dad. What was your relationship, and was he really influential in your music, you guys?
No.
Well,
next question.
He drove you to gigs when you was just
I
starting.
was going to say he drive you around in the car, and his claim to fame was he played sax for about 3 minutes. Right?
You know what? But he was a good dad. I mean, he worked.
He was a great dad. Yeah.
He never complained, and he didn't even say curse words like me.
And he
I
used
don't
to,
say them either.
I used to be a cop at one point, and I remember him practicing with his empty gun and shooting on the wall. You know, Vinny was probably too young for that. But then we used to go to Coney Island, and we get free ice cream and free rides and free hamburgers at Nathan's and stuff. You know, because he was a cop. He was a cop there, but he was easygoing, hard worker. He really taught us, the whole family, to be hard worker. And my mother, you know,
save your money and all that.
Yeah, save your money. Make sure you don't piss it away, kind of thing. And pretty much the whole family's done good. You know.
Carmine, who was more supportive, your dad or your mom?
What's that?
Who was more supportive in music? With you guys?
My mother.
Your mother. Yeah.
my mother. She used to sing and all that. My mother had a pad. Remember the pad, Vinny? Mary's my name. Rock and roll's my game. She had a pad like that. But you know what's funny though? When I might have told the story. When I was young, I got out of high school and I was playing gigs and weddings, all kinds of stuff. And then I went to work. You know, I didn't go to college. I went to work. I come home after work and all week, get up 6 a.m, take the train at 7, get there at 8, come back at 7. I get a paycheck, $45, after taxes.
Stay there.
So then I would play on the weekend and then make $150 or $200 on the weekend.
Right.
So finally, after I got fired from 2 gigs of the day gigs, because I would be sleeping the next day after a gig the night before, I went up to my father and said, "Hey, Pop, look, what would you do? Work all week and make $45, or work on the weekend? I took out $200 or make $200 cash." He said, "I think the weekend." I said, "Thank you. I just quit my job. I'm doing music for the rest of my life." So that was it. That was the turning point. That was 1964. I haven't had a day job since then.
Wow, there you go.
Wow.
So
You did have a positive effect on your career.
here's a
That's
classic
awesome.
mom story. When I was 16, I hooked up with John Lennon, my band at the Record Plant Studios.
Oh, yeah.
To say
He
that.
used to hang out with us, and we did hand claps on Whatever Gets You Through the Night. We did 3 videos with him, and actually we wound up doing his last live appearance that was on TV, and I was like 16. So I used to sit there and we're talking about Italian food, and I tell John, I go, "Yeah, my grandmother's Italian. They make the lasagna and all this stuff." I said, "You know what? I'll have him make you a pan of lasagna." He said, "Okay." So a couple of days later, I bring him in a pan of lasagna. I give it to him, and he takes it away. And then about a month later, Carmine.
Yeah, maybe a couple of months later, I'm playing the Garden a few nights with Rod Stewart, and we had a party after the 5th night at the Garden or something. We had a party at one of the trendy places, and John came with, I don't know if it was Yoko, Maypang or whatever. So my mother's at the party with my father. So my mother goes, "Hey, I made lasagna for John Lennon. Is that him over there?" "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I never found out if he liked it." I said, "Oh, well, let's go see him." And I met John that afternoon with Rod and everything. So I go up and I said, "Hey, John, it's my mother, Mary, and Charlie, Vinny's mother. And she said she made you some lasagna." So my mother said, "Yeah, I made lasagna, John. How was it?" He goes, "Oh, Mrs. Appice, it was delicious." So my mother says, "Could I have my pan back?"
So Italian. That's so Italian.
But we don't know where the pan is to this day.
To this day.
Yoko has it.
Oh,
Yoko has it for sure.
We got a further investigation going on about this.
Well, that's why so many Beatles fans hate Yoko, because of the pan incident.
Pan.
There you go.
And they think the pan broke up the Beatles too.
Well, no, that was my pan that messed that up. All right, enough of that. That was terrible. The worst one in 37 weeks, I will say. That was my worst one. Hey, we're gonna wind it down, but we do have we usually wind it down with a question from the audience to both Daves.
okay.
If there was a
Hey,
Beatles,
forget about it, Dave.
forget about it.
Anybody know what
about
that?
it.
What's that from? What's that from?
Forget about it, Dave.
What's that from? Famous video. Forget about it, Dave.
Oh,
Forget about
David
it,
Lee
Dave.
Roth.
Yes,
No?
Thank you.
Ah,
David Lee Roth, yeah.
That was your question. No, our question is, if you either one of you guys, if or both you guys, if you were to cover a Beatles tune, what would it be if you had to select it today?
oh man.
Tough question.
Wow. Wow.
You know what? Off the top of my head, Helter Skelter.
Wow.
That's
Of
a good one.
course.
Yeah,
Wow.
Of course.
why? Because it's
Good
the
for you,
darker
of course,
one, man.
because you got the black one behind.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good one.
I did once Day Tripper, and I added double bass to it, which
Wow.
is kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
those are
we-
my
we-
two, probably
we-
Helter
we did-
Skelter and Day Tripper.
We did You Can't Do That with Vanilla Fudge, but
Wow,
the first
great.
album we did Ticket to Ride and Eleanor Rigby. But what would you do, Mr. Amato?
Amato.
Drive my car.
Ah, nice.
Good too.
Nice. That's a good
You
one.
got? Can I play cowbell?
Hey? Car.
I played cowbell with Blue Oyster Cult at Rock Camp. They would play
Really?
that song. I said, dude, Buck, can I play cowbell on this? So I got on stage with them and played cowbell.
That's like a Don Felder trophy right there.
Yeah.
I had to do that. So,
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. This is Artists on Lockdown, Hanging and Banging, where every Thursday
Yeah.
we get together with the biggest guys and ladies of rock and roll. Dave Lombardo, Dave Amato, Dave Appice, Dave Appice.
Dave Onesti.
Dave Amato.
Thank you guys for coming, man.
Dave Onesti in his jacket.
Come on.
Thank you guys for coming. We had a good time.
Okay.
Thank you,
Who's on
guys.
next week?
Yeah,
Like,
Who's on next week?
Dave.
Everybody,
Mr.
please.
Amato.
Who's on next week? Who's on next week?
I don't remember now.
I know who's on.
You
next
know.
week. We got it's a radio show.
Oh, that's next
we
week.
got Steve Jones used to play with the Sex Pistols, who's on KLOS,
Yeah.
and we got Ken Dashow from Q104 in New York, and we got Joe Benson from KLOS, so we all know Joe Benson.
What about Uncle Brucey? I thought Uncle Brucey was going to be part of this.
Maybe on the next one for Cousin Brucey.
Cousin Brucey, not Uncle
Cousin
Brucey.
Brucey.
Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted.
Uncle Ted, Cousin Brucey.
Cousin Brucey. Yeah.
Take that jacket off.
Have a
Yeah.
safe week. Have a healthy week. God bless you all.
Yes.
Thanks for joining in, Hanging and
Nice,
Banging.
man. Thank you, guys.
Get
Ciao.
out.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
There, man.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Set me free.